Hi, hello, this is Magda Shares. Welcome again. I hope you're having a wonderful time. This is evening here, and this is the time when I feel energetic enough to turn on my phone and speak to you. I'm doing this film in order to um, make my statements. And yesterday, where I actually made two films, and the last, the last one of them the last one of them comprised uh, Brian Kohberger's eyes, his look in his eyes, and his stare, and I compared it to Ted Bundy. Well, that's my impression. You may have a different one. I never thought that Brian Kohberger was a killer. I just said that there was something disturbing in the way he looked, and that reminded me of that particular person I mentioned before. Of course, having a specific way of looking at things or staring at somebody doesn't make you a killer. And this is not what I said. I just said that for me, if I were alone with him in an elevator or just came across him in the street, and he looked at me like that, I don't think I'd feel comfortable. Not because he looks like a typical person who is, I don't know, who is after grabbing your bag and running away with it. No. Eyes tell a lot, sometimes more than words. I am not making him a murderer. And excuse me, if someone thinks so, that's their own business. Or they should listen more carefully. And if Brian Kohberger is left from is acquitted, so what? I will not change my impression, because still it does not mean that this person is a walking murderer. I just believe that this look in his eyes is captivating and may be found disturbing. That's it. And I have a right to say so. And you know what? Now, according to his aunt's words, there were some issues of health, of mental problems in Brian Kohberger's family. And Brian Kohberger was the person who was medicated. So, we now look at him from a different perspective. In his family, there are cases of people suffering from mental issues. One of them, allegedly, was Brian Kohberger. Now, add to this drugs that he took. Now, and when I say about the strange look in his eyes, about the strange stare, about his sometimes empty look, it doesn't come from nowhere. There is grounds for that. Because when you are an addict, and you've been an addict for some time, many things change in you. But what is visible when you first look at this person is their eyes. So now, if his own aunt admitted that he was somehow disturbed, somehow withdrawn, standoffish, and I don't know whether he was just afraid of making contact with people, socially awkward. But a person like Brian Kohberger reminds me of Ted Bundy, because both of them could boast of being quite handsome, and they had knowledge, and you could talk to them about almost everything. So I cannot find why Brian Kohberger felt that he did not fit in. There was absolutely no reason for that, unless he had some disturbances, he had some issues inside his brain. Because I'm sure many women would find him attractive. But when he closed him inside of his own realm of being unaccepted, awkward, reckless, and so on and so forth, that changed him completely. And that made him look at other people as those who disregarded him. And maybe even he put the blame on others. I believe that when or if he met the right person at the right time, his eyes would have been totally different. But something, just like a candle in the wind, something just disappeared. And I feel for him. I don't know if he's guilty or not. So I can feel for this person, as I am assuming right now that he's innocent, right? We'll see. And I feel for him. I do feel for him. Because with this knowledge, with this appearance, oh my God. Now, of course, he came to the point where he did not appreciate it anymore. Because he saw that it doesn't bring me what I want. It's futile. And I want more. So from that moment, he decided to be more radical. He stopped searching and decided to be more radical in his thoughts. And I still think that his aunt was right. He was a troublemaker. He was awkward. He was socially awkward. And he needed attention. When he lacked attention, he changed into somebody else. Like he would like to take revenge. But it was not about the money. It was not about love. It was about him and paying attention to him. And just acknowledging that he is a part of the group. But he wasn't. He was alone now. And that, in my opinion, he could not stand. However, I'm not saying that pushed him over to commit such a horrible crime. Because There were too many mistakes in the crime, and this person is so intelligent. Studying criminology, that I don't know. I can't imagine him making so many mistakes, like going to Moscow with his phone on, and right before entering the house, he switches in the phone to the air mode. It doesn't make any sense. It's so incriminating. When you want to commit a crime, you leave your fucking phone at home. And that does not sound like Brian Kohberger. Then, when he entered the house, whom did he expect? How many cars were standing in front of the house? Many. Why didn't he stop? Why didn't he abandon? Why did he decide to carry out his plan? Why? You know why? Because because there was no way of him being infatuated in one of the girls and taking revenge for, I don't know, love story gone bad. No, of course not. The next thing, knife sheath he left behind. I don't believe he did leave the knife sheath behind. No, I don't. And when he entered the house, the door he passed by were the door leading to Zana and Ethan's room, and he walked by going upstairs. Why? It doesn't make any sense. So he decided to start from the top. Why? Because it brings luck. It doesn't make any sense. And then when he was coming downstairs, he didn't see Ethan. He may have seen Zana, who swiftly ran back to her room, reporting to Ethan what she had just seen. My question is, why did not they lock their door? The answer might be very simple. They didn't have time, because whoever that was stormed the door open. Ethan did not die in the corridor. Not in the corridor. He died by his bed. And he was left there. He was actually left there to die. And the two remaining survivors Oh my God, they froze in fear, at least one of them, because she saw a man clad in black leaving the house. She didn't hear anything suspicious. She just saw a man clad in black and she froze in fear. And this fear lasted for many hours. BS. During the time of the murders, the two girls were texting one another. So what kind of freeze are we talking about? This murder is not what mass media is telling you. This murder is much more than just love gone wrong. This murder is maybe just more than one person. And maybe Brian Kohberger wasn't even in this house. Okay, you have one DNA on the knife sheath. Does it prove he was there? Does that prove he was there? A drugged girl saw a lad clad in black with bushy eyebrows. Oh my God, how many people, especially men, have bushy eyebrows? And that's all she could say about that. But she did not mention that she was texting her friend in the meantime. She did not call 911. Why? I told you before. People procrastinate because they want to hide something. She was not in fear for her life. She was in fear that something in the house would be found. And she did not call 911 at all. She called her friend. And that's so suspicious. As suspicious as the crime. So please, next time, if you say that Brian Kohberger is the killer or should be found guilty of killing at 9122 King Road, think. He did it in 16 minutes. 4 people, one of them a strong man. Take into consideration also the fact that the wounds were different. Not inflicted by the key bar. Not only. So, and taking into consideration the fact that the whole attorney group is withdrawing or have withdrawn from the Alan case, Idaho, sorry, Not Idaho, of course. Mm. The girls from the bridge, right? They withdrew and stopped representing Alan in this case. They were the people, the attorneys, who wrote about the Odinism. And now, after a few weeks, they decided to quit, withdraw, and have nothing to do with the case. So Alan is left alone right now, without any representation. Why do you think that happens? Why do you think that happens? Let me tell you something. Attorneys are people who are not really easily intimidated, scared, because this is their job and they know what to expect. But this group have, because they released something many people did not like. So think twice. Think twice. Because the same thing can happen in Idaho Fall. I believe the two cases are somehow linked together. Mind my words. Thank you so much for listening to me, for bearing with me for such a long time. See you soon. Have a good day or night. Until next time. Bye.